Controversial opinion. I think the series finale to How I Met Your Mother is the exact right finale for that show. Yeah, I bet you people are going to come for me. Because it's probably one of the most despised series finales that I've ever seen. And I don't think it's like a perfect ending by any stretch of the means. I think there's a lot of things they could have done better. But story wise, I think it's the exact right ending for that series. And I'm going to tell you why. First of all, throughout the entire series, Ted proved himself to be an unreliable narrator. There was a lot of things he misremembered, told kind of out of order, got confused. So you never know quite like what the real story is. You always kind of want to second guess it, and not to mention he's talking about himself through his own perspective. So you're getting a kind of a rose-colored version of all of his flaws and everything. Same thing about his friends. But I will say, even with that, they're all pretty unlikable people. But you know what? Who cares? We don't need characters to be likable. Secondly, it's in the title. How I Met Your Mother. It's not How I Fell in Love with Your Mother. It's How I Met Your Mother. If it was How I Fell in Love with Your Mother, I could see meeting her at the beginning of the show, but it wasn't about that. It was about how they met and leading up to that moment. And so I understand the idea of that Tracy wasn't in it more. And I would love to have seen her. I think the actress who plays her, Kristen Milioti, or however you say her name, is absolutely outstanding. She is superb. And I would love to have seen more of her. But I get why she wasn't in it as much. Because it's How I Met Your Mother, not How I Fell in Love with Your Mother. But when it comes to an ending needs to feel inevitable. When you get to the end, you think, yeah, okay, I see it. I see why that's the ending. And you don't have to like it. Just because you don't like it doesn't make it bad. Just because it's not the ending you didn't want doesn't make it bad. Literally. So a pilot on a TV show is the kind of foundation for what that show is. It's the first episode. So it has to do a lot of things. One, it has to like draw the audience in. But two, it has to tell you what the story is. And what is that episode about? I'll let you think about that one for a second. And that is why the finale is what it is. Love it or hate it, it is the right finale for that show. And a lot of people might disagree with that. You might not like that. And honestly, that's fine. And if you want to come at me and say that, like, oh, you disagree with that, please do so with examples as to why something else would be better that isn't an opinion of the show in and of itself and its level of quality. It should be something that makes logical sense based on the story that was given to us for the 9 years leading up to that moment. Because an ending should be surprising yet inevitable. And I personally think that's exactly what that story was.